Okay, so here's the latest news on Lil Durk. I told you guys I was going to do a video about this. So Lil Durk is accused of an alleged murder for hire plot and the fallout. Okay, Chicago rapper Lil Durk is in federal custody following his arrest last week on a murder for hire charge in a connection of an alleged plot to target rapper Quando Rondo, who appeared to respond to the arrest over the weekend in a new song. Lil Durk, 32, whose real name is Devontae Banks, is in federal custody following his arrest for murder to hire Thursday. Early Thursday, 5 men who prosecutors allege had ties to Lil Durk, only the family rapper collector in a conspiracy of a 2022 murder for hire plot, were also arrested in Chicago and appeared in the courthouse in Chicago. The Chicago newspaper is reporting. An affiliate that's filed the federal court based on the testimony by the FBI agent Sarah Korg. I butcher people's names on a constant, consistent basis. I'm not going to try to justify pronouncing her name. State Lil Durk has been placed on has placed a bounty. Lil Durk placed a bounty on Quando Rondo's life, citing unnamed witnesses, and that fly ticket purchases to carry out the murder for hire made with the credit card linked to Lil Durk and only the family. So the plot has hatched to 2020 murder of Lil Durk's colleague and friend, rapper King Von. According to the affiliate, Lil Durk attempted to flee the United States prior to his arrest. According to U.S. District Attorney's Office, an affiliate with the state, he had 3 flights booked in Italy, Switzerland, and Dubai, but did not board any of them. Okay, according to the indictment filed by the U.S. court in Los Angeles that charged the 5 members of only the family. I'm not even gonna say none of these guys' names. They were all included in the conspiracy of committed a murder for hire, resorting to death, and they all used machine guns as a result of that death. Prosecutors alleged that the 5 men conspired in the 2022 to killing Quando Rondo and related to a 2020 altercation between the crew and King Von crew members involving the exchange of gunfire that killed King Von. Quando Rondo's affiliates, eventually was charged with the murder. Prosecutors say the 5 men traveled to Los Angeles to shoot and kill Quando Rondo in his car, but their gunfire instead killed his cousin. And that's all I want to talk about this. My thoughts and my opinion. Okay. First and foremost, there are 2 types of individuals in the world. Okay, doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. There's on one hand an individual that has too much to lose, and there's another individual that has nothing to lose. And when you're talking about Jam, and the reason why I'm showing you this picture of Jam wore a wire and recorded a lot of private, Lil Durk thought it was private conversations, but Lil Durk was talking to Jam as well as the FBI, and those conversations could link Lil Durk into some serious trouble. Now, Jam has jammed himself up and had no choice but to, snitch on Lil Durk to get out of his situation. And there's videos floating around on social media where Lil Durk was on Instagram Live, and he tried to pass a joint to Jam, and Jam said nah, he didn't want to smoke it. A lot of people said that he was on duty with the with the FBI. He was working at that time. There's even video showing that Lil Durk gave Jam $50K for his loyalty to Lil Durk, and he was wearing a wire then. Okay, now again, two type of people in the world. Lil Durk is a man that can lose everything, has a lot to lose in playing these. And there's an old adage: when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And you look at Jam and these other guys, they have nothing to lose. And look, first and foremost, Wallow said it best when he was interviewing Lil Durk on $1 Million Worth of Game. And I remember this a couple of years back. And Wallow was telling Durk, hey, man, be careful who you associate with. And, hey, man, get out of them streets, man. And, you know, you got a lot of stuff going on for you to still be hanging in the streets or hanging with people that have connections in the street. Jam is not talented, folks. He's not this super producer. He's not this rapper. He's just, the only reason why he's associated to Lil Durk, because he's a gang. Well, he's supposed to be this thug and this gang member, and he, you know, he's the right hand man of Lil Durk, and even your right hand man will flip on you. All right, because he has nothing to lose. All right, Durk has everything to lose. He's the meal ticket for all these guys, and if you don't think. And it doesn't take a lot of pressure. It doesn't take a lot of pressure to get someone to flip on you, particularly when they have nothing to lose. Who wants to spend the next 20, 30, 40 years of their life being loyal to Durk? While Durk still goes on, life goes on for Durk, and he's making all this money, getting keys to the city, donating $100K to the mayor of Chicago, and he's got a baby mama that's finer than any girl out there. While he's living his best life, you know, your best life is just being associated to Lil Durk, and any minute or any day, he could just say, I don't want to take care of you no more. And that can happen any minute of any day of any year. That this meal ticket will come to end of the road for Jam and these other guys. So, of course, they're not going to do 20, 30, 40 years for Lil Durk's behalf. They are going to flip. And I remember Wallow was telling him that. And even 50 Cent said, hey, man, watch your people. Watch your people. Now, there's 50 Cent said that, you know, he was talking to Lil Durk, and Lil Durk was telling him, yeah, you know, I don't give out my address to even my closest friends. And one of my friends meet me at my address, and I'm saying to myself, how do they know where I lived at? Because Durk, the FBI know where you live at, and they probably been watching you for a long period of time, and that individual got hemmed up on something. Now that individual is ratting you out because they have nothing to lose. Times are different. These guys, loyalty, and I keep telling people, loyalty is a lost art form. In relationships, in friendships, in work, in any form of walk of life. No one's loyal to the soil. No one believes in that no more. You're useful to them until you're not useful to them. And it can happen in a blink or a snap in the finger. There's no such thing as being loyal to the soil. And Lil Durk should have known that. A lot of people saying, well, he was smart enough. He knew he couldn't trust these guys. Well, if you couldn't trust these guys, why are you having some connection with these guys? You should have broke up with these guys a long time ago. You know, your best friend, King Von passed away, God rest his soul. That should have been a wake-up cry for you then. That, hey man, I need to change my life around. I need to get out of these streets. I need to quit associating myself to the streets. You can still make the music, but you got too much to lose to hang around a bunch of people that have nothing to lose. And that's, ultimately, he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. Now, don't get it twisted and confused. If the evidence, and now, when this trial starts and we start hearing the evidence and we start hearing the conversations, and if Lil Durk told Jam or anybody, I got money on somebody's head, or he's revenging King Von's death, which, let me talk about the King Von's death. And remember how people were saying a couple of years back, oh, Lil Durk should slide for King Von. He should represent King Von. He should revenge the death of King Von. Remember how everyone was gaslighting Lil Durk to do that? And at that particular time, Lil Durk was saying on social media, nah, I can't, even though it probably was all talk, fluff and filler. Nah, I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. People want me to slide for him, gaslight me and things of that nature. Come to find out, he was actually trying to do that. Now, the funny thing about wiretaps are, yeah, you hearing the conversation, but you don't hear the makings of that conversation. For all the feds know, how they know Jam didn't orchestrate this from the beginning. Try to get Von to talk about, or gaslighting Lil Durk into revenging King Von's death. And then once he got him in that mindset, okay, I'm going to wear this wire and I'm going to record everything else from there on. Okay? But like I said, if there's evidence, and if we hear, not being he's not being coerced to say it, but if Lil Durk says, yeah, I got money on Quando Rondo's head, I got money on King, because for the people responsible for King Von, if he said that, then he should spend the rest of his life in jail, maybe seeking a death penalty. Jam pretty much jammed up Lil Durk, and he sold Lil Durk for his freedom a 10-piece chicken nugget with extra dipping sauce. He pretty much flipped on him that fast. And I keep trying to tell people, there are two types of people in the world: people that have a lot to lose and people that have nothing to lose. Jam has nothing to lose. He has nothing to lose. And you don't think the feds, okay, they're looking at Jam and they're looking at Lil Durk. Who you think is the biggest fish? Who you think is going to promote them on social media? Who you think, if they get a conviction, is gonna look good in the paper or in the media or in social media? Having Lil Durk's head on the wall is bigger to the feds than a small-time individual as Jam. And that's just the bottom line. Now, everyone's innocent until they're proven guilty. And I don't want to say that he is guilty, but what I will say is, at the end of the day, there's two types of people in the world. People that have a lot to lose and people that have nothing to lose. And people been trying to tell Lil Durk, hey man, you got to get out of that mindset. You have a child, you have a beautiful girlfriend or wife. I don't know if they were married. You have a great life. Let's not ruin it on trying to act thuggish out here, because you're just not built that way. And how many videos, if you don't believe me, how many videos can anyone go through where a guy is loyal to this woman and this woman cheats on him because he's not the guy she thought he thought he could have been. And she just immediately just went to the next guy. How many videos do people can people learn from that particular individual's mistake? How many videos do you have to watch to convince yourself that, you know, people are snitching on people every day, B? Every day, B. People are snitching on people every day. And you don't even have to give them football numbers. Or you're going to spend like 20 years in jail. You're going to spend 40 years in jail. If you just mention the fact that they're going to jail, they're already snitching. They're already snitching. There are individuals out there that are willing to do the crime, but they will flip on someone else to bypass that time. We're living in a society where, back in my day, snitching was frowned upon. And there was a lot of people that orchestrated these big these big illegal things, and they're still free. We're living in different times. These guys will flip on you on a minute. So you have to ask yourself, is it even worth going through all this stuff? You can't trust anybody. Everybody talks, and if someone gets caught up, they will flip on you. So that's my video on Lil Durk. I told you guys I was going to do it, and I did it. Comment in the comment section what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.